Spawn of Mayhem coming down. That's a really scary card. But the good thing is we have the perfect answer for that. Reckless Rage is a really good answer to Spawn of Mayhem. Killing it off. Returning us the rage. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Lenny and you're watching Lenny TV. Today we have another viewer requested deck, and this one is for Andrew. Andrew wanted to see a feather list, but he wanted to see a Jeskai feather list, including some dive downs for protection and some copies of Beamsplitter Mage for some added weirdness. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. But before we get into that, remember to smash that like and subscribe. Hit that bell button to really help me out. Now, you can do one more thing. I'm trying to keep this one short. You can run this video all the way to the end, boosting the watch time, helping me with the YouTube algorithm. You probably know that by now. You heard that one a lot. But it's no kidding, it helps out a lot. And my last video exploded for some reason. I haven't figured out why, but I got... Like, I normally get 500 views-ish, like the normal video. But my last video got like 5,000 views, so that's insane. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this pauper deck. And it was really fun doing that video. It was a quite long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and had some fun watching it. I will definitely do some more event decks. And if you don't want to miss that, make sure to hit that bell and subscribe. And now, without further ado, let's get right into the deck I brought today. Alright everyone, we are in the deck builder, and I'm going to briefly explain what this deck is all about, like always. And with this feather Jeskai list, I want to start off with obviously the key cards, and they are Feather the Redeemed, which is a 3/4 Flying Angel for 1 red and 2 white sources that reads the following effect. It has flying. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, so that means it doesn't need to be feather, exile the card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves, and if you do that, return it to the hand at the next end step, to your hand at the next end step. So if you have feather on the field, you can target any creature you have on the field with an instant or sorcery, and you will exile it as it resolves, meaning it never sees the graveyard. And on your end step, it will return back into your hand. So the whole deck is built around that. But per viewer request, we put in Beamsplitter Mage. And this card reads, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Beamsplitter Mage, if you control one or more other creatures that spell could target, choose one of those creatures, copy that spell, and the copy targets the chosen creature. Now, obviously, it doesn't have a lot of synergy, and I kinda want to show that off today. I hope I can. But I played a lot of games beforehand, and I don't know, it reads really good, right? Because you have Beamsplitter Mage and Feather on the field, you target Beamsplitter Mage, with an instant like, for example, Defiant Strike. You give it +1/+0, draw a card. The Beamsplitter Mage will copy that spell, and the copy of the spell targets Feather. Now, what I thought would happen is that you get back 2 Defiant Strikes, right? Because there is a second instant that targets a creature you control. But it's only when you cast something, meaning that the copy from Beamsplitter Mage will not be taken into account by the feather effect. Another thing that's not really working with Beamsplitter Mage is look at all these other cards that now Sheltering Light works. That's there if you have this with another creature on the board. It's insane. You essentially get double value out of Beamsplitter Mage. So it's really good with Sheltering Light. It's really good with Dive Down, and it can be really good with Reckless Rage, because oh no, it does not work with Reckless Rage. Right, that's what I thought it would work with, But Reckless Rage targets 2 creatures. And for it to work with Beamsplitter Mage, it's only allowed to target 1. Exactly Beamsplitter Mage. But Reckless Rage targets the creature you want to deal 4 damage. And Beamsplitter Mage. So it doesn't work. So the only spells that work with Beamsplitter Mage are Rile, Dive Down, Sheltering Light, and Defiant Strike. So it's not working really good with Gird for Battle and Reckless Rage. But nonetheless, it's an interesting card to try out in this Feather deck. I think you have all seen enough Feather lists to this point. And what I want to do is I want to showcase Beamsplitter Mage in a Feather deck. And I want to showcase Burning Prophet. I know this is a common, but this common plays really well in this Feather deck. I played a lot and I really like Burning Prophet in the 2 slot. I like it way more than Adanto Vanguard. Now Adanto Vanguard can be really good with Gideon, giving it lifesteal. Is really good, but I like the Burning Prophet. It enables a more defensive lineup on the 2-drop slot, and you can cast Reckless Rage on it without paying for a life. So it's way better for clearing the board early on. You have essentially another target for Reckless Rage, and meaning you have 4, 8, 12, 16 targets that are no more 18 targets with Gideon that are or not going to die with Reckless Rage. And if you, yeah, that's just really insane, and that's one of the best like removal spells you have in this deck, this type of deck, because you can do that over and over and over again. And maybe you will see that in this game as well. So I hope you enjoy this Jeskai Feather list. The thing we want to try out today is Beamsplitter Mage, and I hope I can show it off today. And yeah, enjoy the gameplay that is going to come now, and we'll see us in the next one, guys. Alright, our first opponent is Kirin, playing as Chandra. Nice, let's see what our hand looks like, and I think our hand looks pretty good. We basically have all we want. We have enough mana or white sources for Feather on turn 3. We have some really good 2-drops actually. And we have a card that generates some card value. So I really like this hand, and we are going to keep this one 100%. Now, no blue mana, but we don't have a Dive Down or a Beamsplitter Mage anyway, so we don't need that. Let's just wait for the opponent to take his mulligan here. He will take all the 7, just like I will. He starts off by playing a Plains, and we will do the same. We are playing White Weenie against White Weenie. At least that's what I'm bluffing here. Or maybe we play against Esper. Oh, it's Selesnya. Alright, this looks like Selesnya tokens. And it's... what should we do here? This will give us a Scry. This will enable us to cast Rile twice, drawing 2 cards. I think that's better. We will play the Dreadhorde Arcanist here, because I think drawing cards is better than scrying and drawing 1. Drawing 2 is better than scrying 1 and drawing 1. That's what I wanted to say. Alright, so let's see. On 3 mana there is a lot of scary stuff. There might be a Gideon Planeswalker, because he has 2 white sources. Conclave Tribunal. That's annoying, but I'm really happy that he didn't cast that on Feather. And because he played that card, I'm going to risk Feather here. And I'm betting, and I'm hoping that he doesn't have another removal in hand. If he doesn't, then we are in really good shape. And it looks like he does not have some more removal. So that means Feather will live, and that's really good. Alright, what do we want here? Do we want 3 or 4 mana? We want 2, 3. Let's That's a sorcery, so we don't need that at instant speed. We want to cast this and destroy Shalai for sure, so we only have 2 left. Do we want to do that again in our end step? I guess so. Yeah, so I want to at least have the Burning Prophet on the field, so we need 3 mana, right? Oh, we need 4, so that means we're gonna play 2. Play the Prophet first. Then get rid of the Shalai. Yeah, I will keep a second Feather, just because it's really bad if he manages to kill her. And I put the damage on Feather here because it doesn't matter. He's tapped out and oh no! So we didn't. I made a mistake. We didn't need to pay the life for the fountain because this requires a red mana, and I don't have any left. But let's see if the auto tap has screwed me or if it was just plain a misplay. Right, we had these 2, and we need 1 red for this and 1 red for the Reckless Rage. So no, it was just my stupid brain. I didn't realize that I need 3 red sources for that play, and we paid 2 life for nothing here. That's how it is. Alright, he is swinging for 2, and we are going to block this one. Pick up Feather here, as expected. Alright, now let's concentrate here. We can destroy this one and swing with Feather. And I think we 100% want to start drawing cards. Now we will do that with Ryle. We will scry first. Oh yeah, we will keep Gideon for sure. And we will play him as well, giving us another scry. And I'm actually fine with getting a 3rd red source, because that's
for justice.
What we have been missing all along.
I believe in you.
I will give Feather Vigilance and swing for 3 in the air, punching him down to 12 life, giving us back Ryle. Now we have a pretty strong board, a Gideon on the board with some Feather Burning Prophet action, and that's what you want to see with this deck. Now next turn we have 3 red sources, meaning we can play another Prophet perhaps, or an Arcanist, and double cast Ryle. No, cast Ryle once and Reckless Rage once. Now I was expecting this attack. The question is, do I block Amara or not? Now for Gideon to survive, we don't actually need to block Amara, and we would risk Feather dying here if he has a buff spell, if we block. But on the other hand, we have another Feather in hand, and we can just risk blocking here. Maybe that's something I will regret, but if he doesn't have an instant buff here, we are actually in a pretty good shape. Alright, so he had an instant that buffed Amara, which is really unfortunate. I didn't expect that actually. And he gained some life as well. So that's really unfortunate. Gideon would have survived. Alright, we will replay Feather here. That is for sure. And the question is, do I want 1 or 2 mana? 2 red mana sources. The answer is, I think I want 2. Now, we will...
I will lend you my strength.
Give Feather... Vigilance, I think. We will cast a Reckless Rage. And we will get rid of... We'll get rid of Amara or the Conclave Cavalier. Now that might be really bad for us and backfire on us. Right, the question is, do I want to draw here or do I want a second Reckless Rage ready? I think getting rid of some threats of the board is actually more valuable here. We will attack with Gideon. We will block Gideon, getting rid of one token. And now on our end step, we get back the Reckless Rage. And we will wait a little bit, see what he does here. He has 3 cards and there's a lot of scary stuff that he could play. Obviously, I'm realizing that this might be some bad idea to keep this one alive, because History of Benalia will buff not only these tokens, but also the Conclave Cavalier, because it's a knight. And even if we kill it, it will spawn 2 2/2 knights, making his swing with the third lore counter on Benalia devastating against us, buffing at least 3 creatures. Now giving this one indestructible is really smart. I want to see what he decides to do here. He wants to kill off Gideon here, that's for sure. Now he doesn't even swing for a completely lethal attack. And I will obviously not block that. I will destroy one of the knight tokens though, while I can. This one is... I sadly missed the timing on that, otherwise I should have destroyed the Cavalier, of course, before attacks were declared. I think might be the right time to do that. We get back the Reckless Rage. And now we draw another red source. Alright, we want to have some more board presence. So that's why we play a Burning Prophet, at least. And what we will do is we will play the Arcanist as well, but we will only use 1 red source for that, not 2, keeping the access to both of these. Now we will give Feather.
Prepare for battle.
We will give Feather Vigilance because we want her to be able to block as well. We will cast the Reckless Rage on the token here first. We will target Gideon, because Gideon for some reason doesn't even go down to minus life here. Doesn't even take damage. Oh, because all damage that would be dealt to Blackblade during my turn is negated. Interesting, good to know. Alright, and we will full swing at his Gideon here. And let's see if he decides to block something here. Now I think we have a really good board state against him. And now I will put a stop for his attack phase. This way I messed up. Messed up big time. I should have Reckless Raged this one before the Benalia buff went out. Now he is free to attack with the Conclave Cavalier, and that's a big mistake on my part. I should have Reckless Raged the Cavalier before I let the stack resolve. That's something I can improve on next time. Let's see if it is. He wants to get rid of the Gideon here, of our Gideon. I think that's because I have the prettier one, because I have the stained glass version. Right, so I'm pretty sure he might have another buff spell for his Cavalier, but we want to save Gideon 100%, and we will try and kill the Cavalier anyways. So that grants us a scry. And we will actually keep the Prophet on top, because this one will die now. This one actually kills off the Cavalier. I didn't expect that. I expected him to have maybe another buff for his creature here. So that leaves us with only Feather. Next turn we will play the Prophet. We can remove some creatures of his side. We can kill off his Gideon. Now the more beautiful one with the stained glass art will survive. Now obviously that's a joke. It's only a subjective question, taste question. But I really like the Gideon stained glass version, so that's why I'm joking like that. Right, we will give Feather Vigilance again. We will Reckless Rage the Shalai from my opponent here, giving us a scry. We don't want the land. We want some cards that draw cards. And we will rile on Gideon. The damage will be prevented. We will get a scry first. We don't want the land. Then we will draw the card. And that's a great card to draw here. We will start buffing the Prophet and Feather here. Yep, we will keep Dive Down. That's something that can protect our cards really well. And now we are in a great state. We grinded out the Selesnya Knight Synergy deck. We get back 3 cards. And that's insane value. We will draw a lot of cards, buff up our creatures, destroy his board. And that's everything we will do. Yeah, and that's what you should do here. The situation was really dire for my opponent here, and we won our first one. Alright, next game. We're playing against Nolfin, and he is playing as Jace. And we have a pretty good hand. We are keeping this. The only thing this hand is missing is an instant or sorcery that generates some value. But otherwise, we have all the white sources we want. We have enough mana to play Feather if we draw her on turn 3. We have some really good 2-drops. Now, I'm not sure how good the 10th District Legionary is here as our first 2-drop, because we don't have anything to buff him up yet. But the Burning Prophet is really a really strong 2-drop as well. I love the artwork as well. It looks amazing. I don't know which skull she's burning here, or if it's just some witchcraft that generates the skull shape in there, in her fire. But it looks badass. Alright, now I am 100% sure that I want to... I don't have to shock this one in, but I don't know why I like doing that. We will start the aggression here, and we will attack with both of my creatures here. Now the really good thing is we have a dive down ready for our Legionnaire here. And it should be really hard for our opponent to remove it, actually. And next turn we can dive down 2 of our creatures, always including the Beamsplitter Mage. And I'm really interested in how our opponent will deal with this. Alright, we will start by playing the Beamsplitter, or try playing it at least. Let's see, there could be a counterspell, but there is no counterspell here. And we will hit for free again. Come on, opponent. Let me attack. Alright, we are hitting for free. And there is no blocks, no spells. Now at 4 mana, we have to be careful because there is a really good card called Settle the Wreckage that can screw us big time. Exiling or our attacking creatures. Alright, so now he has enough mana for Settle the Wreckage. And the thing is, he just passes turn, so that makes me think he has it. But you never know, so what I will risk doing here is I will only attack with 1. Alright, is he thinking of removing it beforehand? Yes, he is. He wants to tap down the Legionnaire. Now we will... That means he doesn't have Settle the Wreckage. And that means I'm going all in with the aggression here. Because I want to push some damage through here. I want to... And that would be a lot of damage, actually. And I made a big mistake because I should have played the dive down on the Beamsplitter Mage. The Beamsplitter Mage would have copied the spell and I could have put it on the District Legionnaire. And that would have happened all in front of the stack. Right, so before this would have resolved, the Beamsplitter Mage would have gotten it. Unless he countered it then. Alright, so maybe this wasn't such a big misplay, but I should have targeted, I should have at least tried to target the Beamsplitter. Now there could be border wipe. Yeah, there is Cleansing Nova, that's why I didn't play the Burning Prophet, and now we are in a really bad spot. We will try to rebuild some board presence here, but we really need some creature action. Here, otherwise we might be in a very losing position here. We will Defiant Strike on the Burning Prophet here. Trying to scry the land away. We will scry the land away. Trying to get Feather or something that can help us win the game again. Now, we might just win with Burning Prophet. There is a Commence the End game. Alright. That's actually a 5/5. And I can kill off the 5/5 here. So I think I have to do this now. Wait, I cannot kill it off, right? Because it's only a 4 damage creature now. So... But I saved my Burning Prophet here. Which might be useful. It might have lost us the game. I don't know yet. But it was worth a try. Now, he has a really good position here. Ooh, Immortal Sun dropping the field. That's... that is really bad for us, to be honest. But yeah, I think he has this game on lockdown. And the win percentage that we have has to be really low. Right, we will play Gideon. We will keep the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Because then we can replay Bird for Battle once more. Even after we play it now. Maybe we can revive it later. And we will not attack. So we did forget to plus Gideon as well. Oh no, we didn't. We couldn't plus Gideon because of the Immortal Sun. So that means Gideon is essentially just a 4/4 indestructible creature on our turn. But nothing else. There is no activated abilities on Gideon. Meaning that our opponent has us really on lockdown here. He shouldn't have trouble here ending this one. He's regaining life. And I don't see us punching him down to below 1.
Bravery wasn't
For that
enough.
matter, so good luck. We will stay though and play this one out. There is a 1% chance we might have a chance here. Now it's counter flip. Now he can essentially filter his top 4 cards for answers and cards he wants. There's an excellent binding. And yeah, I don't know why I don't quit this one, because at this point we are just suffering for a 1% chance of maybe winning this game. And yeah, he's taking his time here. That's for sure. He will not block. We'll let this one through. Let's see what our next draw is. And if we don't draw something really useful here, I will scoop and get out of this one, because we can draw one. We will scry first. We will get rid of a land, and let's see what he get here. Another Gideon that doesn't do anything. Oh. We will play this. We keep the Ryle. The Ryle will draw us a card. And we will attack
Gideon
with the
Jura,
Burning Prophet.
at your service.
Because we cannot save Gideon anyways. Or else we'll lose our only creature here that helps us find something useful off the top of our deck. So I don't want to block with that. And he's essentially in a really dominating position here. He picks up another Dovin's Acuity, having a lot of card draw. Not to forget the Immortal Sun on the field. And he will kill off another Blackblade. Interesting. Now I would have gone for the lethal
Not again.
in 2 turns. Because what is the Gideon doing at this point? It's just a 4/4. Why would you cleansing Nova here? He destroys his own Eternal or a massed army. I cannot do anything. Now, feather decks feel really bad if you run out of steam and you... At that point you are essentially hopeless and helpless. Without feather you cannot do much. You are just waiting to draw something. And you might say, yeah, a lot of decks play out like that. A lot of aggro decks kind of run out of steam and then feel really bad, but if you play mono red, for example, it's not like that. If mono red runs out of steam, they have Experimental Frenzy, which is a card I'm really afraid of, because I know the power level of that card is insane. You drop it on the field and the mono red player might win just because of that one card, because he can play like 5 cards off the top of his library. Can destroy the fountain, I don't care. And maybe, just maybe, do you think it is a good idea to run Experimental Frenzy in a feather deck? Probably it is not a good idea. But has someone tried it? That's my question. I haven't tried it. It might be really bad, but it might be really... Alright, let's just scoop this one up. We lost the second one, but let's just get right into the next one. Defeat. Alright, our next opponent is Polarius, playing as Nissa. And we have got the annoying scratching sound in the back. And that is something that really annoys me. Now, I don't want to flame any of the developers actually developing this awesome and great game. But it's annoying me to a point where it's really causing a lot of trouble to actually enjoy and play this game. The scratchy little sound just makes me go nuts. Like I lose my mind. And after some trying, I discovered that it's gone if you disable the SFX sound slider. But then your game sounds like crap because you don't have any of the sound effects remaining. And you don't have fighting effects, you don't have the card draw, landing in your hand sounds. You don't have anything. That's just really sad. And we will play the Aura. We will keep the Ryle. We want some card draw until we find Feather. We will not attack with the Legionnaire here. And let's hope that our opponent doesn't play the Steel Leaf Champion on turn 3 here. Rabbit Bites. That's really annoying. That is really annoying. Why didn't he attack? Alright, I will play a Burning Prophet and just pass the turn. Because some scries. And we won! That's the revenge! For the sick bite play. Actually heard a lot. Hey, Lenny here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Smash that bell, drop a like, and subscribe. Now I will leave you with a choice. The top video is my recommendation for you, and the bottom one is from YouTube. Now go check them out and tell me which one you enjoyed more.